Welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is Vasyl Shavchenko, former Transportation Minister of Ukraine. Vasyl, it's a pleasure to have you on here again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for invitation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, there's a lot seems to be going on consistently back there in Ukraine. Recently, the latest was that Putin is now seeking out Africans to come and fight his Russian war. There's a lot of rebellion in his own country right now against this war. Things seems to be like falling apart. What's the latest on this Ukraine's war right now?
To be honest, I think we would start our discussion from current situation at the battle line. First of all, I commented that really situation is quite difficult, and now we think that Russian new draftees joining to Russia's troops at the east part of Ukraine to Russia's army. They are low drilled, and they have no opportunity to fight against Ukraine army, but at the same time we must understand that in the Russia officially was drafted 300,000 and unofficially they were going to draft more than 1 million. And today appeared information that since New Year they are going to start a new draftees campaign in the Russia Federation to draft 1 million soldiers and to send them again to Ukraine to fight to continue capture our territory. And because of it, I commented this situation based on the official information from headquarter Ukrainian military troops that they are continuing storming Ukrainian troops, and officially informed that they managed to move for dozens of meters in region Bakhmut city. But I'd like to comment for listeners and watchers that they have been storming the city for more than 5 months, and it's about 5 months, and now they are trying to surround the city, but they haven't managed because of Ukrainian resistance, and Ukrainian forces are ready to fight with them to stop them. And at the same time, we know that Ukrainian troops have plans to continue driving them out from Ukrainians' territory, and there are a lot of discussion which way is better. We know that Ukrainian forces managed after success offensive operation to push them out from right bank of river Dnieper, and to push them out of only captured regional capital Kherson city. And now I'd tell that situation is more difficult because of muggy soil, and it doesn't allow Ukrainian forces to attack Russia troops at the eastern part of battle line, and now we have really cruel battles along battle line. And we understand that in the direction Bakhmut they used mercenaries who were drafted from prisons. It's mercenaries who were drafted to private military company, which is using these prisoners to attack to Ukrainian troops. As usual, they are attacking first of all these people who was drafted in prison, then attacks new draftees, and only after that they send quite better drilled soldiers, and they are making this type of wave very often during a day. And because of it, if you see official information from Ukraine sources, you will see that they are losing during a day about 500 their soldiers only officially. Because we don't know exactly how many Russian soldiers are died or who's prisoners of war or who's missing in action. And I commented that they don't care for these losses and continue storming, including foreigners who were taking forcibly from prisoners, and now they have nothing to answer to different countries whose citizens were forcibly drafted to Russia's so-called military private companies. And I'd say that this situation is continue, and Ukrainian forces are going to fight with all this new formed military units, and I'd commented that we have done it successfully, and now we are sure that our forces will continue our offensive operation.
Okay. Do you think Putin is desperate right now? Recently, it was told that he is focusing his attention on homosexuality, opposed to even more on the war. Is that a sign of things to come?
I think that I will not be able to comment this question because it's slightly different. I don't have this type of information. Maybe if I have, I will comment.
Understand. Tell me something. As winter closely approach Ukraine right now, how do you view this war? Who does it favors most at this point? Russia or Ukraine? Because we can clearly understand that with so much power outages in Ukraine right now, and it may somewhat trend in favor of the Ukrainians simply because the Russian soldiers are out of their comfort zone. What do you think?
I'd commented that Ukrainian forces partly armed by Western weapon, which allow us to fight with Russia's headquarters and facilities from long distance, and it allows us to be more successful and have more opportunities to commit different maneuvers at the front line. And I tell that there are a lot of problems which are connected with condition of soil. Now is in Ukraine is during the night about a couple of degrees frost, and it would allow to move faster and to have opportunity to continue maneuvers. But because of it, Russians decided to prevent Ukrainian forces action. They are mining all territories, including fields, villages, streets, roads, and different types. They are using a lot of mines, which they are using to prevent Ukraine offensive operation. And you know that they are continue building second and third defense line from Ukrainian forces, and it means that they have no opportunity to commit offensive operation along battle line and continue to stop Ukrainian forces. But I think that after we will receive from our allies, from United States, from Great Britain, from European partners, additional ammunition, and it would allow us to eliminate their defensive alliance and to continue offensive operations, because they Russians are continue using thousands of charges every day, and Ukraine forces cannot allow to do it. And we must answer for their shelling, but we are limited in ammunition and hope for our friends. I heard that Parliament of United States is going to confirm additional support for Ukrainian forces in military sphere and in civil fields, especially concerning providing spare parts for electricity grid. And I'd say that this system cannot be repaired immediately, and because of it, Russians decided to continue shelling Ukraine's territory from higher precision missiles, which they have launched about 105,000, and they managed to eliminate Ukraine electricity system and for more than 40%. And because of it, we don't have electricity, and we are limited in sessional needs, and we don't have opportunity to work in conditions which would allow to have good economic conditions. And we know that Russians know about it, and we know that they are going to continue shelling civilian facilities. For example, today appeared information that they added in Black Sea fleet one warship which have opportunity to launch 24 calibers high precision missiles, which is really danger because this type of missiles can eliminate Ukrainians' electricity grid and Ukrainians' essential communal services and another infrastructure. And
Yes. So with the Ukrainians more on the offensive side and reclaiming so much territory, approximately how much percentage of landmass Ukrainians had reclaimed so far?
To be honest, Ukraine forces managed to liberate more than 30% territory which was captured initially, and we are continuing offensive and. To be honest, we had a really dangerous situation in March when they were going to capture capital of Ukraine, and they were trying to do it from different directions, and they didn't manage, and it was really dangerous situation. And now Ukrainian experts have commented a lot of warning concerning threat of new offensive operation from Belarus, and they are drilling their troops in Belarus, and they are continuing making different. I'm slightly cold, and they are going to threat Ukraine from this territory, and with a purpose to distract Ukrainian forces from battle line. And then I'd commented that along border lines they are continuing shelling Ukrainian settlements during a day from artillery. And now I think that we have managed to recapture third part of territory they captured initially, but this part include occupied Crimea in 2014, and because of it we are naming this war this war has started in 2014, and now we have 8 years of war with the Russia Federation, but so-called backed by Russia Federation so-called guerrillas movements and so-called republics. It was in real situation, and we know that this war started in 2014, since the capturing Crimea just after Russia's back Ukraine president ran out of Ukraine, and after that, we started new election campaign, and they used it just to capture Crimea. And now we have powerful military forces, and these forces are strengthening with Western support, and especially from United States. First of all, I thanks every Americans, every person who listen us, that Americans supported us initially and believed in our victory. And we are continuing fighting, and we are continuing retaking territory from our enemies.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you think with Putin's tactical maneuvers, and he's still losing, that he may resort to nuclear ambitions?
I think this concerning this military activities and concerning using tactical weapon, something happened after negotiations between United States and President and China's leader. Maybe China's leader recommended him not to comment it and not to use this weapon. And after that, we haven't seen from Russia's side any comments concerning using nuclear weapon or tactical nuclear weapon at the battle line in Ukraine. But I'm not sure that they will not use, but it's a good signal just to believe that something can influence for them. But they are not ready to liberate Ukraine territory, and because of it, any negotiations with the Russia Federation is impossible. They are continuing believe that they will be able to deter Ukrainian troops.
Okay. How important is it at this time for U.S. and its allies to give advanced long-range missiles to Ukraine so they can penetrate beyond the borders of Russia?
First of all, I'd say that it's quite dangerous for Ukrainian side because of opportunity to launch these missiles from long distance. For example, they are launching these missiles from distance a couple of thousand kilometers. And it's plane which are flying above Russia territory and have opportunity to launch these long-range missiles. And we have no opportunity to shoot it down at the long distance because we don't have this type of system, and we have only short-range system and old technology which were produced in collapsed Soviet Union or in Ukraine. And because of it, we cannot close sky. We have discussed it for a long time, and we have no opportunity to prevent next shelling. For example, we know that Ukraine has missiles, anti-aircraft system, but it doesn't work effectively against missile. And we know that Ukrainian forces manage to shoot down from 70 to 80 or 90% missiles Russia Federation launches. They started launching mass missiles attacks since 10th of October, because they know that Ukraine is using electricity from nuclear powered station, which cannot work when electricity grid is damaged. It switching off, and this system is disbalancing, and because of it, they will continue doing it to threaten Ukrainians, to threaten residents, their opportunity to commit these launches. And we haven't couple of days we haven't had air alert, but today at 1 p.m. We again have had air alert system and sirens. And I think that we will continue fighting and continue trying to shoot it down, but hope for our allies for Western support, because only sophisticated technology would allow us to defend Ukraine's sky and to defend European countries' sky, because may you heard but one missile fell in Poland and killed two farmers, and